the Premier said, with the money you're going to save from July 1st to cut your taxes, go buy Christmas presents and put them under the tree. So I guess the message what we did, we brought the Premier back as Christmas presents. We don't want a Christmas present under the tree. What we want is quality public services.
Yay!
So to that end, $100 million is what they cut in the budget. It's the first of the 3 cuts, so it's just the start. And the challenge, what they took out of the Innovative Learning Fund is 2.9 million, but what they cut out of the budget was 100 million. So they're putting all you members through this. You're going to have a terrible summer, and a lot of you still don't know if you're going back in the fall for 2.9 million. Yet they cut $100 million. They're cutting taxes, and those tax cuts will benefit the richest New Brunswickers and the large corporations, specifically corporations like the Irvings. And what did they do last week? Not only did they give the Irvings corporate tax breaks and taxes, but they gave them $18 million for a railroad that should be public in the first place.
That'll ship more of our wood at province.
Exactly.
Put men out of work, yes.
So that's the message we came here for, as well as QP New Brunswick's message. And the different sectors brought your messages as well. I think it was heard. They didn't all come out. We did speak to one minister and the chief of staff. So I think we made our point. The other thing too is we got to stay active all summer. Just because it's summer, school's out, things are gearing down. We can't sit on our hands. We got to stay active. A lot of times, like tonight, it'll be short notice, but we have to mobilize. And this is amazing for the emails only having gone out late last night to have this many members out to a rally. So again, I thank all of you for coming out. And we got a few other folks who want to say a few words. I'd like to introduce Michelle Boudreau, the President of the Federation of Labour, and Michelle's going to say a few words as well.
Well, again, thank you, Anthony. Well, again, on behalf of New Brunswick Federation of Labour, we will continue, first of all, to support all QP members. As Annie explained very well, then the cut and the government, the Liberal government, I should say, they make a choice at the budget. On 17th of March, they make a choice. And the choice they make is to give this to the wealthy people and to cut service, public service. And we will continue with QP, with all our affiliates, to help QP to defend our public service. And the message I tried to give to Minister Transport Dennis is there was the P3, the contract Trans-Canada from St. John to St. Stephen. Then he said it's a P3, and it said it's wrong. It's wrong. Anyway, so we will continue to defend the public service on your behalf, on behalf of our 14,000 members across the province. And as Andy said, at the last minute, if you receive an email and it's a QP, another affiliate, or the mail, or whatever, please show up and give your support. And have a nice summer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle. And also, we've got Andy Harding here, who's the president of QP Local 1190, represents General Trades and Labor. Andy, do you want to say a few words?
Thanks to everybody coming out on short notice. I'm the one that called me anyway. Once I found out that there was going to be a Liberal caucus meeting here and some announcements, but it served our purpose well because I knew the CBC or Radio Canada was going to interview with the Transportation Minister, who we deal with quite a bit. He's the one that usually cuts our jobs, so I gave him questions to ask him, and he wants me to answer the same questions after the interview. So things went well for us. I think there's going to be a lot of uproar down in the Tracadie area as soon as we have this little piece on the CBC radio. So thanks for coming out, and if you said 11:09, you'll be at any function you guys have. We always are, so we appreciate you being here.
Also, the Premier wouldn't come out except his gifts. We also we called on our leader, or the leader of the NDP. Unfortunately, he can't be. He sends his regrets, and he sent a brief message that Sandy will read out here.
It says, thank you to QP New Brunswick and the Federation of Labour for sending me an invitation for tonight's event. Unfortunately, I have already committed to attending a town hall meeting in St. John on our healthcare system and the doctor shortage in our emergency room. The Graham government has gone on a serious attack against our public services and our public service workers. This government has no interest in providing quality education, healthcare, senior services, or social welfare to those who are most vulnerable. They have rewarded their corporate and wealthy friends with some of the lowest tax rates in the country, and now they cannot afford to provide the most basic public services. My message to Sean Graham tonight is simple. If you are not interested in running a government, step aside. If you don't care enough about the ordinary men and women that elected you to office, move on. Go and take your appointment as a board of director to one of the big banks or the Irvings, and let us provide good government and quality public services to the people. While Sean Graham tells you there is no money for French immersion, for inclusion in education, for ferry services, for library assistants, for emergency room doctors, for public roads, for quality nursing homes, he's lying. New Brunswick is rich and generous province, and Sean Graham and his Liberal government have lost their way. In the next election, I am urging each of you to stand up against this government and vote for a party that will put you and your family first. You all have my full support and solidarity, Roger Kusuge. Got my vote. Yeah. And I'd just like to thank all the 2745 members that came out on such short notice. You didn't even get it last night. You guys, some of you got it a few hours ago, I know. We've had a big fight on our hands. We still have a huge fight on our hands. They can make all the announcements they want, but the proof is in the pudding. When we know and our members know that they are put back, and now it's just torture. You hear these announcements, but you have no confirmation on where you're going if you're going to have a job. So we will keep the noise up. They want us to stop the noise, but we're going to keep the noise, and the noise is going to get louder until we get that confirmation that all of our members are going back. The quality services that we provide are needed.